we'll give them the information, and here's the info, and here's doctor's calls, and I share your call a lot, one of the webinars you did, and yet they'll come back and say, but I went to Google and I read kind of
Here's the thing.
thoughts.
Can I say this about Google?
Yeah.
I think you should Google how many deaths or lawsuits are involved with Cipro, because that is one of the most dangerous antibiotics that's killing people, and yet it's still being prescribed, and there's a whole class of physicians that are trying to get it banned, and yet it's still in use. But do you know about that? And I go over here going, why don't you guys all know about that? And yet there's some Yahoo on YouTube saying, I don't know, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But like, that's what's getting everyone's attention.
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical firms are allowed to do TV commercials. So children now are being inundated, and they're thinking this is the normal way. You have a pain, you take a drug. So with the power of your Google, how many people die from NSAIDs every year? From properly prescribed and taken Tylenol, Advil, aspirin, ibuprofen. How many people do you think are hospitalized every year, Brian?
I have no idea.
The very conservative estimate coming out from like CDC and all that kind of stuff is over 100,000. That's hospitalized. That's a massive disruption from liver damage and typically gastrointestinal bleeding that's so bad they have to be hospitalized. And of that, somewhere in the 16 to 17,000 people die every year. And people don't think twice about taking that. They feed it to their babies.
Yeah.
And you're going to ask me about some leaf in a gel? Seriously? You Googled what?
Yeah.
When's the last time you Googled the ingredients in your Gatorade? When's the last time you Googled how your antibiotic was made? Because you're not, and yet that's okay. You know what I mean? I just want people to start, I would start doing that. They want to prescribe you Cipro.
Yeah.
I just live in a different bubble, in a different world.
Thank God.
You know,
yeah, right. Well, I think that, you just gave me a very, very, very strong comeback. That's great. Because it's the truth.
I mean, at that point, yeah, you can Google anything and find anything bad about anybody. So I just think people need to, again, everybody has to make their own decision. I have the resources that I trust. They have to learn to trust who they're going to trust. So if you want to research something, if you're not researching PubMed, I don't actually want to hear it. It's just, I want you guys to think about that. I want you to start to maybe trust your body more than you trust Google. And again, I want you to be safe. I do want you to research, but if you want to research things, you need to research physiology textbooks. If you want to research, you should learn endocrinology. You should look at what HGH does. You should look at its pathways. You should look at how those 5 or 6 branches, I think, how it comes off in the liver, what IGF-1 really does. That's what you should study.
Yeah.
Not some Yahoo on YouTube who's saying, I don't know what, for selling something else. You know what I mean? Like, you should read the thousands of testimonials. Like, that's how you go. You're like, well, this is pretty compelling.